a beautiful face that is. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a very, very special show, as it is officially the first show called the Jonny. I better get this right. Actually, was it the Jonny Gooner All Cannon Show? There you go. Can you believe it? They've let me have my own show live and unleashed. What could possibly go wrong? We have an action-packed show tonight. We've got so much to talk about, so much happiness and joy, cup wins, top of the league stuff. Still top of the league. I think 3 minutes in, I think it's still 0-0. So, yep, all good. I have two wonderful people with me today. We've got Ian here, as always. How you doing, Pat?
Doing very well, my good man. Congrats on your new show. I'd say you're very excited.
Yeah, overexcited, mate. Yeah, I need to calm down, really. We're bouncing off the walls. And there he is, ladies' favourite. Not wearing his black cap tonight, Mr. Liam Cope. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you last night.
Good. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, it's good catch up, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I spoke to him a week before, but there you go.
Yeah, go on. You can never have enough.
No.
Good thing. Hello, everybody. We appreciate all your comments. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching. Ian will keep us updated with all the messages. That can be your job, Ian. Thank you very much. Saves me scrolling up and down on my phone. Right, well, lots to get through. And tonight, we're going to start first with the Arsenal ladies, because they have a bit of silverware. There you go. They won the Continental Cup? Is that correct? I think it's Continental Tires League Cup.
Yeah.
There you go, yep. Beating Chelsea in extra time, 1-0. Am I getting this right? Stina Blackstenius with the winner. No, I didn't see much of the game. I did flick over every now and then when the Arsenal game against Man City men was on. It was getting too much. I kept checking the score. And then it's only when the messages started coming through from people that I realised we'd scored. But obviously before that was a very scary moment for Frida Marnham. She collapsed unchallenged. And I don't know. They've come out with a statement today. I mean, apparently they didn't say it was heart related. So I don't. Did they say what it actually was? Ian, do you know?
No, they. I was reading the Irish Independent website yesterday, and they said that a lot of people thought that she like it might have been heart related that she fainted, but it's they said that she didn't lose consciousness and she didn't go to hospital on the day. And she travelled back with the team, so she was in a stable condition, thank God, when she heading back. But it was a very scary moment. We wish her obviously all the best and everybody surrounded by her. And it was just a scary moment. But it sounds like it's an all's well that ends well. But obviously they'll have to keep monitoring her and see how she is.
Well, yes, absolutely. It's obviously always scary when that kind of happens. And I did flip over when I think someone had put it on our group. I think they said, and it was just like a hushed, deadly silence. It was horrible. It's never good. It reminds me of like Christian Eriksen in the Euros that time.
Yeah. As long as it don't happen again.
Tremendous. But no, it's just a way. It just seems to be happening quite a lot now. It really is. Crazy. Years of age, and let's say prime of her life, but she's fit as a fiddle, isn't she? Really. And
what minute would the game
was a worry?
Because you don't know, it's like whether it's exhaustion or something, do you?
I honestly don't know. I think it might be in the second half. I think it was nearly the end.
It was right at the end of full time. We were in the 93rd or 94th minute of the 90, and she collapsed.
It could have just been exhaustion. When
the game restarted, it was literally only back on for about 2 minutes, and then they went. Then it went to extra time.
Yeah.
So scary, but thankfully she seems okay. And the girls brought home the cup for her as well. So
that's right. Yeah.
Absolutely. And
it's Croatian in extra time, then, wasn't it?
And rumour has it that when Frida Marnham see a picture of Liam Cope in a flat cap, she perked right up.
It made her feel all times better.
I mean, it would. And even better, everyone's favourite manager to hate, Emma Hayes, disgraced herself as well. I mean, I've never been a massive fan of her. I won't go off on one, but I think what she did was actually disgusting. And I think we can all agree if that had been on the other foot, I think he would have been sacked and hounded out of a job. Whereas no one seems to bat an eyelid that she's done it to our manager just over some nonsense over a ball. She seems to be quite a bad loser. I mean, she's won so much in the game. She's obviously a brilliant manager, but she does seem to have this reputation of being a bit of a sour old witch.
It took a little bit away from the game. We were speaking about this on the show the other night with G and Liam, that like she like did herself no favors, or like she shone a negative light on what was such a great occasion. And look, nobody is very fond of her. Her and Jonas history, but yeah, it's a shame that it happened because it kind of took a little bit of the sheen away from what was a great day for the Arsenal.
That's it. And I think we won that League Cup. Did we win the Cup last year as well?
Yeah, we retained it. Yeah, we retained it.
We've got a very good record when you compare the men's League Cup record, which is absolutely appalling.
Yeah,
it's good, didn't you? Hope I suppose they have a slight chance in the league. I mean, we need a few things to go wrong, but it gives them a boost. And it's just nice to win a trophy, isn't it? I suppose it.
Yeah, it is nice. The men's team have never taken the League Cup seriously. They use it, especially.
Never did.
No, yeah, he used it as a breeding ground for the youth. But yeah, the ladies have won it twice in a row now. So fair play.
Yeah, still a bit of silver, isn't it? Shame they can't kick on in the league, but
they might keep Jonas in the job as well. I know
tougher to win 20 odd games than it is.
A lot of moaning about the manager, but I think that might keep him in the job now until next season.
Yeah, I think any time you win a trophy, you deserve another crack, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. Got a good side, so
yeah.
So that's positive news. And obviously, what? Well, go on, Ian.
I was just going to say a lot of people have been criticising him. He was his kind of, his reputation was on the chopping block a little bit. So it was nice for him to get the win, and we'll see where it takes us next season.
Yeah, no, it's good, especially a clean sheet as well. Because I know they got a good beating from Chelsea the last time, so it proves that he can sort it out when it needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, while that was going on, obviously the Arsenal men kicked off against Man City. A big old game, very scary for us all, but didn't really live up to the hype, did it, Ian? I mean, it was very cagey. Well, we were defensively magnificent, and we can talk about that all day long. I mean, the two centre-halves especially were just absolutely immense. I mean, Haaland apparently is still stuck in Saliba's pocket, and that's why he didn't play last night, apparently. But you know, it wasn't exactly everyone expecting a goal fest, and it was the complete opposite.
Yeah, it was a huge performance by those two guys. And when you consider the performances that we've had as a team over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years up there, and the hidings we've gotten, and we've gone there with poor old Rob Holding and Mustafi and Kolasinac and those types of guys at the back. So it's just such a relief to have two absolute beasts back there. And yeah, Haaland was so poor he got dropped for the next game. Okay, he was rested for the next game, but we're going to say that he got dropped.
Absolutely. I mean, that was brilliant. But I haven't seen a defensive pairing like that at Arsenal since the years of Adams and Keown, or Adams and Campbell, if you will. And if them two carry on the way they're going, they're going to be held in as high regard as them, the way they're going. I mean, I don't think there's a centre-half better form at the moment. I would say, I mean, Saliba's getting all the plaudits, but I think Gabriel has been even better. I have to say, I think he was loving the old battle with Haaland, and you could see at the end, couldn't you, Liam? You know, he's giving it the old Garban and Guardiola was getting involved, and he was loving it.
Yeah. He's just so like, he's like the same as last season, though, isn't he? He's just, you need that like crop of both players. You need like one who's a bit calm-headed, who's like Saliba, and you need one who's a bit hot-headed, who just wants to absolutely clatter injure everyone he sees. And that's the best thing about him. Saliba's like mops up and he's great on the ball. He just calm. He just doesn't look like if anything phases him. And then you've got Gabriel who just wants to headbutt and then lever everyone he wants to see. So I think that's such a good mix. That's such a good mix at the moment, and it works perfectly. I think they gel so well, and they speak so much on the pitch as well. Like just you don't realise how much they talk because obviously Gabriel's English isn't great. He's obviously speaking French, but
they're proper leaders. No, it's to say. I mean, I think we touched on this before. You think now the leadership with Odegaard, is always encouraging people and cheering everyone up and running around like a lunatic, getting everyone going. Yeah. Ben White's always, speaking, Jorginho, Jesus, Saka. Everyone's, Havertz all getting involved. Everyone's really stepping up. That makes it hard. People moaning, they only drew with Man City. It's just like, you just can't bloody win.
No,
You could turn out to be a valuable point. Obviously, it's disappointing, because Man City, I just don't know what's with Man City recently. I know they won last night, but I think Villa didn't help themselves. And Saka as well, he wasn't fully fit. And obviously, Martinelli wasn't either. And I think personally, if they were both been fit, I think we definitely would have scored and won. I think Martinelli and Saka would have written them a new one.
Yeah, I think if we'd have been fully fit with Martinelli flying and Saka fully fit, like we don't have a huge amount of pace up front, especially when Martinelli's not in the side. And when you look at it's a shame because when you look at the City injuries that they had, there was no Kyle Walker. Like imagine an absolute fully fit, fully flying Martinelli playing in that game. It would have been really nice to have him there. But like a lot of people are saying, oh, wasn't it great? As in, like we didn't go for it. But I mean, if we don't win the league this season, it won't be because we drew 0-0 away to City. It'll be because of how we messed up against Fulham and and being being up against Tottenham and that kind of thing and not winning. I just think I think he played it perfectly, Arteta. I think he did the right thing. We've been hammered there, as I was saying, so many times, and it's a huge improvement. I think it's really positive to know that we can do that against really good teams, that we can perform defensively like that. It's very, very encouraging.
I mean, we might touch on it later. I mean, there's a few quotes come up from Rob Edwards, the Luton manager, after last night. And he did actually say that this team can actually do it all. They can play beautiful football. They can, stifle teams, like defend really brilliantly and mix it up. And I think we really have got it all. I mean, you've got to give Arteta a huge credit because the pressure he was under, everyone, the classic, Arsenal losers going out the title race. Oh, but if Man City lose, they're still in it, that sort of thing. And he got a spot on. And I think he's got Guardiola's number, but you've got to say, you compare it to last year's 2 games, we conceded 7 goals home and away. This year we've conceded none, and I think they've had about 1 shot on target, if not maybe 2 in the 2 games. It's a hell of a turnaround. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. The whole coaching staff deserve a huge credit, don't they, Liam? Because it's just been brilliant.
Yeah, that's like you just said. Yeah, like last year we just looked vulnerable to any sort of Man City pressure in both games, and obviously they got to go early on against at the Etihad. So it was like you're just up against it from then on, weren't you, like you normally are. So I think that's just the turnaround this year. Is like if we didn't concede early on, you knew we was just going to go into the game. We just got better and better. It didn't seem. It wasn't like nervous. It's like we were speaking last night. It's like the only time I was nervous was the first 10 minutes because you want to get through that first 10-minute period. You sit with and come out flying, and then the last 10 minutes when they brought on like Docker and Grealish, and you knew, and then like Bernardo Silva was getting into the air, and they were just trying to they were running out of ideas, and their best chance was try and nick a penalty or something.
I was waiting for one of them to try and find.
Yeah, you hope like Tommy has to just fresh shot. He's got to just dive into attack just to make a point or something.
Me and Ian were being slagging off that Docker and I thought, here we go. But as always, Ian, we were correct.
We were right.
And he's absolutely dreadful. Yeah, I can say that now safely in the fact I know we might have to play him in a few weeks' time, possibly in the Champions League. But I mean, you stop Haaland and De Bruyne and you stop them. It doesn't seem to be that. I mean, and Foden as well. He didn't do nothing. Everyone was raving about him. He scored a hat-trick last night. He did nothing against us. We got taken off after about an hour.
There was an unbelievable stat going around. I don't know exactly the numbers, but apart from Nathan Ake went off injured after whatever it was early. He went off, but other than so he had the least amount of completed passes for obvious reasons. After that, it was Haaland and De Bruyne.
Yeah,
if you'd have told me that before the game, I would not have believed you because we know how good those guys are, and that's how good we are now in being able to control games. And as you said, Brooksy, as well, the Foden never got a look in. I forgot that he was on the pitch at certain times, and it's beautiful to see. There's so many facets to Arsenal. You mentioned the Rob Edwards interview. We'll play a clip when we're talking about the Luton game in a little while. He hit the nail on the head. We can play so many different ways now, and that's all down to Mikel Arteta. He's just transformed us so much. It's a joy to watch. It really is.
It's absolutely brilliant. But I said the only disappointment. It goes to show, doesn't it, how far we've actually come the last year or two, that we're disappointed that we haven't beaten them there. You know, I said all the times we've been thrashed 5-0, 5-1. Shaka's been sent off in the first half. What's happened, Liam?
Liverpool just scored, but the keeper
Oh.
absolutely fucks up.
No, for God's sake.
He's trying to clear the ball, it's gone straight against Nunes.
He's gone
It's
in.
like Ramsdale against Brentford.
Oh, mate. Yeah. Shivers, you know.
Jesus Christ. No help, is there? Absolutely no help.
They can just fuck off, honestly. I don't care. I just swear now. They're just a disgrace of a team. This might get a few more comments. But honestly, they should be allowed to be in the Premier League. Don't get me started. This is an absolute waste of time.
Tell us how you really feel, Brooksy.
Because of my bloody nerves. And I was saying this today at someone at work. I said, the clubs are going to start buying into the old Jurgen Klopp's last season. Let's just roll over and let Liverpool win, you know. It's like Brighton the other day. It started off well and just fell apart. It's just, there's only thing that worries me. Yeah, I better not say too much more. But yeah, I think we all knew Liverpool were going to win about 6-7-0. That's the only disappointment with the game last night, which we'll touch on in a minute, is that we didn't score any more goals and the goal difference, because they never funny. Sheffield United are just going to get battered. It's just dreadful.
But that's it. You don't want teams to roll over,
especially
like
if they
just get a point, it rejuvenates them for the rest of the season. They have games against teams at the bottom as well. But if you're going to go to Anfield, don't give away a fucking goal in the first 15 minutes because you booted the ball against.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad I haven't seen it.
Yeah, just a few quick shout outs to the guys in the comments there. Thanks very much, G. Great to see you on. As I showed this earlier on, thanks very much, Liam.
Yeah, she's Liam Cope.
and Sparksy as well. Fair play, guys. Keep the comments and questions coming.
Yeah,
Brooksy loves really hard questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Let him go off on a run.
Turn my hair a bit grey. I've got to be careful now, and I've got my own show. I've got to try and be sensible, but it's difficult. You tell me things like that. Well, so we might as well go into last night's game then. Obviously, Luton Town at home. Obviously, struggled in the away game. You know, Declan Rice got the 95th minute to win 4-3. Could well be a defining moment in the season. Let's not be wrong. We thought he would make changes, and as it turns out, I believe he made about 5. Now, me and Liam were saying on the way in, because obviously we met up before the game and see the team use, and we were both, I think, a bit, I'm not shocked, but concerns, but just wondering if he's making too many changes, if you get what I mean, Ian. You know, I understand why he's made some of them, but then you see the scoreline 2-0, and I just worry about the goal difference. I was hoping we were going to hump them about 5-6-0. That's not no disrespect, but you know they were there for the taking. And first half was all right. I mean, the second half was dreadful. I'm not going to lie; it was rather boring. I mean, you know, we got the job done. I shouldn't really moan too much because it could be worse. But I will say, in the second half, the longer it went 2-0, Luton were getting more and more of the ball. And they only needs to get one lucky goal, and all of a sudden you're shitting your pants for the last few minutes. And you can see it coming, and he wasn't really making changes. And, you know, it was a good result in the end because you want to win. But I just think the changes, I will say, personally, Ben White was magnificent yet again. I mean, some of the turns he did, that lovely surging run he did in the first half, he was brilliant. I mean, the defenders are great again. Zinchenko worries me greatly. It just scares me every time. Partey looked good, you know, it's good to get him some more minutes. I was delighted to see Smith Rowe play almost a full game. He faded near the end, but he got an assist. Well, he did get an assist, and he helped set up the first goal by getting stuck in. Could have had a goal. I thought Reece Nelson was very disappointing, and Havertz and Trossard huffed and puffed, but not really do much. That's my opinion. Ian, what did you think?
Yeah, you've nearly covered it all there.
Yeah, sorry.
The whole game. Yeah, it was. I wasn't too disappointed. I didn't think he'd make as many changes as he did. I thought he would have made 2 or 3, but I'm not. I'm not annoyed about it. I think we're after getting very important rest into some key players' legs, and we've got some very important minutes into some kind of secondary key players' legs, and that's really important. He kind of sacrificed like a hiding for that, and I think it'll stand us in good stead. I think I don't like the Luton weren't great last night, but I don't think they're that bad of a team. Like in terms of they're not like Sheffield United
No,
or
they do scrap. I will give them
yeah.
that.
Like I read a stat that 12 of their defeats this season have only been by 1 goal. Like Luton aren't a team that you hammer. They might get the odd hammering, but they're not a team that rolls over and gets a hammering. So I'm not too disappointed that it was 2-0. I predicted 3-0. I didn't think it was going to be a massive score for us. So yeah, but I'm delighted that we got rest into some players and minutes into others.
My worry is obviously Saka missed the game completely. I mean, he says he's fine, but I'm not going to lie, Liam. I'm a little bit worried. Should I be? Do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. He looked a bit, but even before the international break, when he pulled out of England, he wasn't fully with it, was he?
They
And
should have
then,
called him out before. They made him go there. He trained a couple of times. All of a sudden, he was injured. They should have
yeah.
just called. That's the only thing that worries me.
I mean, yeah, he was brilliant on Sunday. He worked hard. Obviously, wasn't effective going
No, they
forward,
couldn't
but
really get hold of the ball, could they?
no, that's it. But yeah, I guess. But then, like you said, it must be supposed to be one of those where Luton at home is going to be a relatively easy game. You're going to have dominant ball. You probably don't really need to risk Saka, even for like 60 minutes, just to make sure you're going to win. You can get away with him, can't you? Not get away with not playing him. So
No, that's it. I mean, Emma Smith-Rowe. Then let's talk about him. I mean, everyone loves him. Let's be honest. Everyone wants him to do well. You worry that he's going to go in the summer. You know, he got his start, and well, I think he got mad at the match in, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and he deserved it, I think. And as you said, he had a big hand in both goals. He won the ball really well high up the pitch.
And I think
Gave us a
Arteta would
brilliant.
have loved that, by the way. I think he would have really
Yeah,
appreciated that because he likes his players to work after the ball. And we'll talk more about
yeah,
what he might not like with Reece Nelson afterwards.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so he did really well there, and I think Havertz did well as well, laying the ball
Yeah,
off
that was
for
lovely
Odegaard.
pass.
Yeah, it was great weight on it for Odegaard to just kind of cut across it and
Oh, it's a
whack it
super
into the bottom
finish. I didn't
corner.
even talk about his goal. Absolutely superb. And it's so vital as well that he's
Yeah,
starting to banging in the goals as well.
yeah, and it is for him big time. But for Smith Rowe, I think like he kind of got very tired, very understandably. He got very tired around the hour mark. 55 minutes to an hour. He was kind of gassed. You could see, but they're huge minutes. That's why, like, you don't know. For all we know, Smith Rowe could come off the bench against, I don't know, could be on Saturday against Brighton and score a winner for us.
Oh, that'd be the best.
So
That'd be
that's
the
why
best.
it's so important for these minutes to go into players' legs. So yeah. I thought he fully deserved man of the match. I think.
Yeah, it was good. They didn't, well, I had to dig him out, but you compare, obviously, another one that got game time who hasn't had for a while, Reece Nelson, Liam. And I thought he was shocking. I'm not going to lie. I mean, he's very lazy coming back. And that's why I mentioned about Emma Smith Rowe's hard work for the first goal. There's a few times in the first half that he just let the player go. And obviously, well, luckily, they didn't do anything with it. But you just think, well, here's your chance, grasp it. And
yeah,
I just don't think every time we run the ball, he just seemed to stop and then pass it back again.
yeah, that's it. He did it a couple of times in the first half. He could just turned and had a run at the left back, but he just didn't. I don't know. He just didn't really kick on. Just didn't really want to, did he? I just think it was just one of those games where he just wanted to play it safe, put in a good performance, and hope he comes on in another game where he can be the difference maker. But he just didn't really take his chance yesterday. But then I think he's more effective on the left where he cuts in on his right. So maybe he's probably trying to play it safe yesterday because he was a bit out of position. But I suppose when you're a winger, it shouldn't really matter what side you're on.
No, true. And
But
obviously,
yeah,
Thomas
I think
Partey
he
got
was
his
all right.
first start.
He just, I just don't think he really wanted to make a mistake or commit to running at players.
No, it's a funny one. I suppose there's so much pressure on these sort of games. in a way, because they don't want to be the ones to let anyone down, and it's getting so tense now. Every game you've got to win, and the pressure everyone's under. I mean, not us as well, really. It's very stressful.
And look, for me as well, like he didn't have a great game, but he didn't do anything stupid either. Like he was kind of safe enough, like maybe too safe, you could say.
Yeah,
like you don't want him doing anything crazy and costing us down the other end, or not tracking back and all that. Like I fully agree. He didn't have a great game, but thankfully he didn't, as we say, do anything silly either.
Yeah, he knew when the right time to play it safe, but also didn't really kick on.
Yeah, it could have been worse. There's obviously Thomas Partey started for the first time in, God knows how long. It's been a while. And he's not saying rusty, but his passing's getting there. He's getting more switched on. And again, Ian, as you said, but Smith Rowe needs the minutes. I mean, there's a good chance he may well play against Bayern. I wouldn't be surprised if him and Rice and Odegaard would have started midfield three. But do you think he might start on Saturday? Or do you think Jorginho will come back in?
I don't know. I think it's a hard one because Partey's still getting up to match fitness, full match fitness. It's one thing starting at home to Luton, and I'm not saying Brighton are world beaters or anything like that, but it's a much different, tougher game. I don't know. He wouldn't be. I don't know if he'll start, and we know that Arteta is a big fan of Jorginho, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Jorginho start and Partey coming on, but I wouldn't mind either. Obviously, we know Partey doesn't have 90 minutes in him, but he might have close to that. So, but it's a luxury. It's nice to have. I thought he was a lot closer to his normal self against Luton, than like we know he had a very rusty comeback in his first game back. So yeah. But I'm excited to see him.
He's been out for what, 3-4 months? He's been out for quite a while.
Yeah, a long time. Yeah,
because the Cup of Nations was in January, wasn't it? And he was injured before that. So it's going to take a while.
He didn't have AFCON, did he? So
no, that's right. But again, apart from I think Timber, everyone's more or less fully fit now. So it's so important. It's so important to keep everyone as fresh as they can. And I have to say as well, talking about that, I thought Nketiah actually did quite well. I don't get to that brief. I thought he did quite lively last night when he came on.
Yeah, because that's his first game in about 3 months, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's probably played a minute this year.
He almost got a goal, and I presume he's going in the summer. I mean, it's easy to say, but the fact he's not starting at home at Luton when he's starting at home at Sheffield United and scored a hat-trick, I think probably speaks volumes of where he's at with his Arsenal career.
Yeah, he doesn't even come on anymore, either, does he, for like a 10-minute cameo?
I was surprised Jesus didn't get any minutes. It was his birthday as well, interesting fact, but I thought he might have got a bit more because he was a bit rusty against Man City, I thought. I mean it's easy to say anything when you get a sniff of the ball, but I thought that would have been a nice little game.
You'd probably play him on Saturday, though, wouldn't he?
I would have thought so, yeah.
I mean, up against Dunk, I can't see Dunk. If you put Havertz up against Dunk, they're just both going to cancel each other out, aren't they? If you put Jesus up against Dunk, he's just going to run him ragged.
And Kai Havertz has to be careful now, doesn't he? He's racking up these silly bookings for diving.
That's it. Yeah, but to be fair, you'd rather him get a booking now and miss who we got after Villa. I suppose I don't want him to miss Villa, but you'd rather him miss games now than at the end of the season when we actually definitely.
Well, yes, that's true.
Well, it resets after 32 games as well. So if he doesn't get booked in the next 2 games, he'll be fine. He'll be okay.
Yeah, okay.
Just don't play him then.
Well, he might not. He might rest him for Bayern Munich. To be fair.
Yeah, so Jesus could come back in if like you said, if you're going to run the risk of Havertz not getting a booking and missing a game. Yeah.
Another player I want to talk about from last night. Obviously, Alexander Zinchenko. He seems to divide opinion, and there was quite a few moanings around me at the game last night. And I have to say, I don't know what it is with him. He just seems to have these weird defensive lapses. I don't know what it is. There's just something. For a defender, he just doesn't seem to defend that well. When you compare, I mean, it's difficult because obviously anyone that's not defending well in that Arsenal defence at the moment will stick out like a sore thumb. Because how well Ben White, Gabriel, and Saliba are doing, and Kiwior as well. Actually, he's been brilliant as well. I don't know. I think because he's centre midfield for Ukraine. I don't know, Liam. Is it me? There's something. It just scares me when he plays.
No, I think you're right. I think those type of games like last night where we're going to be ball dominant, he's brilliant because he's so good on the ball. But yeah, I just wouldn't trust him in games like
Nah.
Sunday, or if we had like even Saturday against Brighton, where you know they're going to be a bit pressy and where he's gonna not gonna have much time on the ball. Against teams we know we're gonna be all over him and ball dominant. He's great, but yeah, I'm not sure when I don't know. Just something about him. I don't know. It's great because he's like passionate and he wants to do well and he's good when he can be good. But yeah, like you said, defensive lapses are just what's just letting him down. Like, how can he be a left back and just
about a
don't
5-minute
want to
spell?
defend?
He kept passing it back to them. It was just hard.
But yeah, that's his only downfall. He's a great player. I mean, I'd keep him for squad. I'd keep him for like
No,
backup,
definitely,
but
yeah.
just
Then it's the experience.
but yeah, like I just said, in games where you just need to just have a flat back four and keep it tight, I just wouldn't play him. I just wouldn't trust him. Unfortunately.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, look, I think we kind of know what we're getting with Zinchenko. There's a trade off with him. We know he's not an excellent defender, but he's so good in other ways. And maybe he's just a kind of, I think at this point in this late stage of the season, I think he's going to be a horses for courses player. When we need somebody to kind of unlock to play those balls between the lines, he'll come on, or he might even start. When we need somebody to like just shut a game down, we'll have Kivior or Tomiyasu. So yeah, he's a bit of an enigma. Is El Zinchenko.
Just like Liam Coke. Go on. Yeah, and a special mention for David Raya, another clean sheet. Puts him, I think, 2 clear of his nearest rivals. I think he's got 12. Is it 12 clean sheets he's got?
I think he's 11. He's 11, but he's 3 ahead of. I think Bernd Leno actually has 8, and somebody just put it up on Twitter actually earlier on today. I think Raya has 8, and then there's 2 or 3 keepers on. Oh, sorry, Raya has 11, and 2 or 3 keepers are on 8, and one of them it just stuck out that it was Bernd Leno randomly.
Yeah, so he's doing very well. He's settled right in now. I have to say, I'm not going to lie. When he first signed, I was like, I was more of an Aaron Ramsdale fan, so that's just what you used to. But I mean, he had a couple of dodgy moments in his first few weeks, but ever since then, he's been absolutely plain sailing. And no one ever mentions a goalkeeping problem at Arsenal anymore because there's not one. So
yeah. To be fair, the only game I think he's been dodgy was the City home game. We had that 5-minute madness where he tried to run
that
the ball
little
out.
jittery spell.
Yeah, Alvarez closed him down, and it was like just went wide. And there was another bit in that match where it was the corner, wasn't it? When Rice slid off the line, trying to come out to claim it.
Yes,
Since that game, he's been brilliant. Just can't fault him. So good on the ball. This is what you want from a keeper. You don't want him to make. This is why Edison's so good, because you just don't want him to make as many saves as he has to.
No, that's definitely it.
The reason for such a good goalkeeper is they've seen like what's the saying, seen not heard or whatever. Something like that.
That's it. Yeah,
yeah, you just don't want him. You want him to just clean up, sweep up, be good on the ball, claim a few crosses, and that's it. If he's got to make 4 or 5 saves a game, then you know you're in trouble.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's like Jordan Pickford, isn't it? Really, Evan. But that stat there that has just popped up on there is absolutely incredible. By the way, absolutely. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, that is just absolutely ridiculous. Right? 4 months into the year, and not 1 minute have we been training. And that's the thing. You can look at the form as well. Is it we've won 9 games out of 10 in the league, 28 points out of 30. I mean, it could well be championship winning form. That's what you hope. They just got to keep going.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible because it's just a shame. Well, yeah, it's a shame that the standards are so high. Like City and Liverpool are just so ridiculous. Well, especially
City.
The
benchmark ridiculously high now. It's just
like
I think the other season was it Liverpool missed out by a point, and because Man City won, it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, like there was one season where Liverpool won their last 13 games, I think, literally won 13 games in a row, but Man City won 14. Liverpool drew against Fulham or somebody, in the middle of January or something, and that cost them the league. That's the standards we're at now. So, yeah, but it's great to go like 28 points out of 30 is kind of unbelievable. So good.
Yeah.
Especially when you think the Christmas that we had and how rubbish it was, and everyone was full of doom and gloom. So then in Dubai must be full of wonder. I mean, to go over there and then come back and just turn into a completely different beast.
Yeah,
So someone's flipped
there's something in the water over there.
I think it definitely is made of gold, just like the lovely cannon.
Is there any fear of Sheffield United doing anything there, Liam?
Is it still only 1-0?
Yeah, Liverpool were over on that. Just
Was it
fine.
half-
It's like
was it
last
half hour
night.
gone?
Literally just playing like a training game.
Yeah.
Got to get an early
that,
goal and then
it did have a testimonial feel. That's the second half.
get an early goal. You know they're not going to get a chance. You just pass it around, keep everyone's legs fresh.
Luton's team, I think the only standout player they had was Ross Barkley. I did think he was good. Every time we got the ball, you could always see he was looking for something. But sadly,
he's
then,
good
not really on his wavelength, but he was looking for that pass forward. And we did defend it very well. I think Rob Edwards did say that as well. We don't give away any chances or anything. It was so hard to play against. I mean, they didn't really throw anything at us, really, but we defended it really well. This game management was very good.
Yeah. Well, I played a clip. I think this is incredible. Kind of insight when you hear this from another Premier League manager. I think it's excellent. Hopefully, you guys can hear this now.
Top players here, and it's just been unfortunate he's not been able to get in. But I think he's an exceptional player.
Rob, you've spoken about the challenge of facing Arsenal. I'd just like to know, from your opinion, really, from a coach's perspective, what is it that makes them such a formidable opponent?
Well, they give no chances away, do they really now? To the opposition teams, and we saw them against probably the best team. Don't want to upset any Arsenal fans either, but maybe all right, it's up for debate. But against a top team on the weekend, and they limited City to very little, so they don't give you anything. And then they've just got. It's very clear in how they attack, but it's really difficult to stop as well. They're always there with good numbers, and then they can really suffocate you as well. So they can. And I think maybe they're the one team out of all the three that are fighting at the moment. They can sort of play any game. If it's a physical game, if it's a footballing game, if it's a running game, whatever it is, they've got the answer. They've got the personnel to sort of play any way. I suppose City and Liverpool, when I think about them, they can do it all well. I just think they've got those three. They've got no weaknesses really.
Yeah, it's good that.
It's kind of incredible.
Yeah, he's
right.
He's right.
I like him. I think he's a very good manager, I have to say. And it helps that he says nice things about my team. But and the facts are there for everyone to see. Just.
Yeah. We're not pushovers anymore. That's the main thing.
No, that's it. We got a real spine now, real backbone and meanness to us.
It's like we were saying yesterday in the pub. It's just like people just want to fight now. People want to Rob Edwards said, if they want to fight or if they want a tough game, battle, we've got players for that. We got absolutely brilliant players to play football. Just like we got best of both worlds. So we just got a mix of people. If you want to go toe to toe, we'll just lump you because we've got 7-foot players now that just want to headbutt everyone. And then if you want to play football, we'll just batter you to pieces because we could just out arse you. And that's the level we're at now. It's just I think that's why we probably are the best team in the league. We just need to kick on now and get that, win the title and prove it. Yeah. But like you said, it could go against us where Liverpool and Man City have been here before, and any slip up will just not go in our favour. If we draw with Brighton on Saturday, then it's 2 points drop more than a point gain and hope that you kick on for you bounce back the week after. It's just you need to win every game now, and that's the level it is, unfortunately.
Which leads us nicely in there. We'll have that little link there. So Brighton away Saturday. Very good. 5:30 kick-off. I think, to be fair, away from home down at Brighton, it's been quite a nice, happy hunting ground for us recently. Certainly more than when they've come to ours and they seem to beat us. Obviously, we beat them this year at home and sorted that little hoodoo out. But I think last year, we beat them, was it 4-2, I think? With the highlight being that lovely young guy pass from Martinelli. That's right, yeah. But then on New Year's, that's right. So, I'm not going to lie, confident. No, confident every game, and I say we'll win every game. It's ridiculous. We all do. But, I mean, Brighton haven't been the team they were last year. Obviously, they've been distracted by European football. Obviously, they're out of the competition. But I think De Serbi, I don't know, there's a bit of distraction with a contract. Also, I think he's got a little bit too big for his boots, in my opinion. And, yeah, you've got to fancy our chances. It looks like everyone's fit as far as I know. Obviously, Saka's a possible doubt, but he's resting, so that can only mean that surely he'll be in contention. Martinelli had more minutes, and apparently he's 100%. So I would expect him to start. Ian, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I hope so. Again, he might not play the full 90, but I think he might be good for 60 to 70 minutes, and we need players like him to, especially away from home, to put pressure, put the home team on the back foot, keep the home crowd quiet. And I watched the first half of Liverpool Brighton at Anfield, and Brighton were sprightly, like they played well in that first half. I can't think of the left winger's name, but he had Connor Bradley kind of on toast a few times, and it had
was
a little
that
bit of
the Ivory Coast had the ringer? The ringer, is it him?
yeah. I can't think of it. Yeah, but he was really good, and if he had a little bit more composure in the box, and the same could be said of a few other Brighton players. Brighton could have nicked something from that game. They could have been a couple of goals up in the first half. Brighton, Danny Welbeck missed a couple of good chances as well. So, but I just think we're mature enough and we're good enough to kind of keep the likes of those players quiet. And Ben White will look after him, and so yeah, look, it's not going to be an easy game, but I think we've enough about us now to go and get 3 very important points because Liverpool play Man United on the same day.
Yes. No, they play Sunday, didn't they? Man United.
Sorry, sorry, my apologies.
I think
the same
Palace
weekend.
Man City's at lunchtime Saturday.
City got Palace.
Then we're in the evening. Then I think
You're right. Yeah, it's Sunday. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Sunday.
Either way, both are going to win, aren't they?
Well, you'd love to think Man United will turn up for the one game of the season, but they've already done it in the cup.
That was it. Yeah,
we just need Liverpool to just draw. That doesn't matter if lose or draw because our goal difference. Yeah. And to be fair, it's still only 1-0. That's it's not the worst result in the world because they won't eat away our goal difference. Obviously, Liam, after the Brighton game, is Bayern. So, how much of an influence do you think that'll have on his team selection, or do you think he's just taking one game at a time and just?
Surely, just one game at a time, in it at the moment. Like,
surely
he's probably had one away on Bayern in terms of people like Jorginho and maybe Kivor and people that you could probably rotate in terms of like bringing Party in for him or Zinchenko in. You can make a couple of changes, but you'd think it's all eyes on Brighton and just make sure we win and keep on top of it, and then we have to.
Do you worry that Odegaard hasn't had a rest?
No, not really. He's probably one I wouldn't really worry about. Yeah, him and Rice are just. I know Rice rested last night for 70. I don't even know why I brought him on, to be honest. But
no, I was just about to say that. I didn't understand that one.
Yeah, but like those kind of players I just don't worry about because they've never really. It's like people like Saka and Martinelli when they get booted every game and they feel like they need that rest because they're just got little niggles and stuff like that. But Odegaard and the 2 centre backs never get arrested, so you can't take the spine out of the team and hope you're going to kick on every game. But yeah, it's just the odd couple of the odd winger, and maybe someone like. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like I said, Kivor or Tommy Asu in for White. Maybe change the 2 fullbacks if you're gonna change something. But yeah, no. Surely it's all eyes on Brighton. Full strength team. Like you said, everyone's like Ian said, getting minutes into legs in Smith Rowe, in Party, and even in Ketty. Got 20 minutes last night. Nelson played like 70. So you've got all the squad players that you need for this time of season. If you do get the injuries, like Martinelli had a little niggle. And Saka as well, that you can bring these type of players in, and you're not going to feel too affected from it. Like obviously we wasn't full strength last night, and it wasn't the greatest of game, but a 2-0 win at home, no questions asked. You just kick on, didn't you? So I think that's what you want, didn't you? You don't want any come away with a win. Obviously it was a boring game for us to watch and probably for a neutral, but you come away from that game. We had no injuries. And just comfortable 3 points, and all eyes on Saturday.
That's right. I know they say every game is so important now, but I just think because everyone expects Man City to beat Palace at lunchtime, and I just think every game is, but I just think this one's so important, just with regards to Liverpool's game away at Man United, which is arguably like their biggest away game of the season, the rivalry they have, and obviously the pressure they'll be under as well if both Man City and Arsenal were to win. Obviously, will be all the better for us because obviously Man United, well, you don't think they'll have a crack at them. I know they're missing a few players. Obviously, they need to win as well, don't they, Ian? Because there's slim hopes of getting, well, top 4. I mean, it's getting wider and wider now, but they're going to have to win games if they really want to do it. So,
very, very slim hopes of top 4. The way United are going, they have to keep an eye on getting into Europe at all if they keep slipping. But yeah, it's like you just kind of hope that they channel their FA Cup display against them and take get even a draw would be massive for us. Anything can happen in those games. United's last game against Brentford was appalling. Brentford should have beaten them.
That was shocking.
So on one hand, you're looking at them going, my God, you're so bad. How are you going to get any result against Liverpool? But I think in those I know it's not a city derby, but it is a derby of sorts between those two. And you never know. In those games, you just never know what might happen. So we'll be getting sick being United fans for like 2 hours. We'd be like, come on, United.
Yes, yeah. A cross I'm willing to bear if I can get a result. Yeah. But yeah, fingers crossed. So predictions for Saturday night then. I'm going to go 3-0 to us. You're making a facial. I don't think they're going to score, but we're also mate. If anyone's going to score, it'll be Welbeck. But God bless him. Pop up and score.
He was celebrating all, wasn't he?
He probably would actually, because he did against Man United, didn't he?
Yeah, but Yates United. No, 3-0's not a bad shot. I'll probably go 3-1. I think it'll be one of those games where we go 2-0 up like last night, but like you give away a silly goal at the start of the second half, but then you step back up again. Do you know what I mean? Like
Chelsea had just scored, haven't
have they?
I didn't even know that was going on. What time did that kick off? Oh, that's literally just started.
5 minutes.
8:15, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, that goes Sunday then, because if they can't beat Chelsea, they've got no fucking hope against Liverpool. Good, my friend.
Yeah, maybe Man United will save themselves for Sunday. All right.
Yeah, we can hope.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for. I think it's going to be 2-0. I think it's going to be a tough game. I think. Like again, if you get an early goal, it could be a bit bigger. But I just think Brighton are going to sit back, defend as much as possible, try and hit us a bit on the break. Hopefully, we can just take control of the game early. But I would absolutely. Well, I shake your hand that for 1-0 on Saturday. But I would take 2-0. Or I'm gonna say 2-0.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they have up front. I see Brighton. I don't know. Welbeck played the other day. What's happened to that Ferguson? Is he injured? I know he comes on every now and then, but he's got a hat-trick against Newcastle earlier in the season, and everyone was going mad about him. And since then, he just doesn't seem to have done anything.
It's probably a good thing, though, isn't it? As long as he don't turn up on Saturday.
I know he's only young, yeah. Cause I know he scored against us last year in that 4-2 win.
He's had a couple of injuries, and he hasn't, like, you have to remember, he's still like he's 18, maybe 19. He's still very young and very raw. So I think players like that tend to be a bit streaky. They can kind of score in 2 or 3 games, 4 games in a row maybe, and then just go quiet for a little while. He's got a lot of learning to do, and he's still very much kind of plying his trade. But yeah, I just hope he doesn't have the start of his next streak against us on Saturday.
This is an own goal.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Yeah. That'd be nice. But again, I think we. I was going to say, I think Gabriel and Saliba will well be able to look after him. I think.
Yeah. No, I haven't got any worries about this. It's just that worry of like. That's the thing. We're so good at the moment. You worry we just lapse of concentration where we just make a mistake, like against City on Saturday, Sunday. We were so good.
Is that
Just
what
all you
everyone
worried was
said,
that
though?
last 10 minutes was there some legs were getting tired, and you're just hoping that no one dived in and committed a penalty, gave away a penalty. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or,
we're not giving anything away though. We're not doing nothing
That's it,
stupid. They just
we're
seem to
just so
find
solid at the moment. You just worry that it just, as long as the legs don't start going, because we've had a lot of games recently, that you
That's
just
the
don't.
thing. Obviously, all the big games coming up, and obviously there's nothing
That's it,
bigger
yeah.
than
Playing every
Tuesday
like
night.
4 days.
Champions League quarter-final, first leg. Bayern Munich, the two dickheads in town. No away fans. I mean, what could go wrong here?
What can go wrong? I know I'm split down the middle. Part of me, half of me thinks that we're going to go out and give Bayern a bit of a scene to, and my hope is that we give them a 2 or 3 nil beating. And I know that's very fanciful. I know it is. I was saying this last night on the watch along, that if we went 2 or 3 nil up, it would take a little bit of pressure off the away game.
Yeah.
Which could see us potentially rest a player. Again, I'm getting way ahead of myself because we're talking about the Champions League quarterfinals against Bayern Munich. I know, but anything can happen. Their league season is over; it's done, and that worries me because
Looks like it, yes.
all their eggs are in this Champions League basket. So it's. But I don't know what it is. I just fancy us. I'm going over to the game. I'm flying over Tuesday, and then I'm getting a red eye home on Wednesday morning and going straight to work.
Oh, wow.
So they better win.
Oh, wow,
Good
yeah.
commitment,
What time's your flight?
The flight home is at I don't know exactly. It's like 7:30 in the morning, but that means I have to get up at about 4:45 and get to Stansted,
God.
and be there. Yeah.
I'll be in bed by then, so it's all right.
Yeah.
I've only got to get an hour train home. That's fine for me.
Yeah. So it's going to be some trip, but I faith in I just have a good feeling about it. I might be laughed at after
I think you're right.
I think me and Liam both said this last night. We both fancied us to give them a good bit of a
Yeah.
I mean, they're due
at
one.
home
We owe them quite a few.
Yeah.
I think they're 5-1.
And at home, I
5-2
just
in
can't
the
see them. Just can't see them being up for it. They're obviously, like you said, they're up for it because they're all their eggs in this basket now. But I just don't think they're good enough. Some of the games I've seen them this year, just heavily
You look
reliant
at
on
their
Kane.
team now. There's got Thomas Müller who's up 50 still playing, and living off past glories. They don't want the manager to be there. The fans don't want him there. The youngest
You've got Kane, Sane, and Goretzka, I think. And
Kimmich, he doesn't want to be there. They've got Eric Dyer in defence.
Yeah, defence is shocking.
I mean, we should really get at him straight away. I mean,
Is that Davis?
You know what might happen. He's decent.
He's rapid. He's
Masada,
like
is it?
Usain Bolt. He's ridiculously quick. But
I think it'd be interesting. How much of a role do you think? Obviously, them having no away fans will play. I mean, obviously, the atmosphere last time, you can't really compare. It was dreadful, wasn't it? It was so quiet.
But we'd be up for it.
Obviously, they'll throw. I mean, what I could have said last night, just randomly, they decided to have a light show against Luton when it was still daylight. I didn't really understand. I presume they'll do that for the Bayern Munich game. I presume they're going to go all out guns blazing.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Champions League, and
if they've got no away fans, I think all the people
drown them.
Yeah, make it a cauldron because that's what we want. Make it really intimidating for Bayern Munich and just smash them. But that's what we want. Everyone's like, well, no, it's silly. It's ridiculous. Really, it's Champions League first leg quarter final. But if we can win 3-4-0, you would think game over. And with all the other games in the league coming up, it can be so important not to have to, rest a few players for the second leg.
Yeah. And I know again we're probably being fanciful, but it's a possibility if we keep Harry Kane quiet and attack Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer's a bad little.
It wouldn't surprise me. But it's there for us if we want it, I think. I say we're not conceding goals really. I was just looking there. We've conceded 4 goals this calendar year, which is insane. But what's even more insane is that you think of those 4 goals, 2 of them we threw into our own net. One was the Wissa one against Brentford,
One,
Oh, yes,
and then there was Then there was the Liverpool one
Oh,
where
yeah.
at the end of the first half. So 2 of the 4 goals we literally flung into our own net. We've only conceded like 2 goals this season from just general play. I know the other 2 goals were general play, but you know what I mean, from good work from the opposition. That just blows my mind. Like
That's unbelievable.
it's crazy.
It is really. That is really when you think, we compare that. Aston Villa letting 4 goals against Man City in one game.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. Just hope they just push on. And I didn't realise as well. Someone told me today that our quarter final, and the Real Madrid Man City are on the same evening.
Yeah, I think they have to be because we're playing each other in the semis, or one of us will play.
Oh, is that why? But
Yeah.
It's strange because I don't think they wanted the English home playing on the same night. I suppose.
Yeah, but because we're at home and they're away.
Yeah, they're away. Yeah. Okay.
I think there's something to do if you're playing each other in the semi-final, you have to have each other on the same night or something like that. I don't know. I think it's always been like that.
Some sort of rule. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why, because it doesn't matter whether you play who you're going to face in the semi-final away because you're still going through. But I think there's something to do with like a bit of match fixing or some shit like that. Could be wrong, but
never say never with Man City.
Yeah.
15 charges. Still waiting. We're still waiting.
Yeah, one day.
I think we'll be left waiting. And you saw this nonsense today about the what do they call it? The tax. What was the word they were used with it?
Oh, I see something about some sort of NBA rule. It's got to be rubbish, isn't it? So I thought it was an April Fool's on the first, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nuts. Like they're just starting this process of giving teams like Man City a luxury tax, they call it. I don't know. I haven't read up properly on it, so I probably wouldn't be able to talk fully informed. But it just sounds like they're shaping up that instead of giving points deductions as punishment, they'd be giving out fines. But like, sure, what's that to Man City and the likes of those? Like, I mean,
that's it, yeah.
It's a disgrace.
Like, they would be laughing. They'd be laughing at that.
They need to sort that out. It's sharpish. We all know it's not going to happen, but it just won't go away. I can't believe we're lingering over when the Forest and Everton had theirs sorted out straight away. They couldn't do it quick enough, and they've only had a few charges. Certainly not 115.
Well, yeah, if you're going to go by the rule of thumb, you think
it's just
Man City get relegated, wouldn't they?
Certainly more to meet the eye. There's something. I don't know, politics or something.
Yeah, like
the conspiracy joke.
The conspiracy theorists are saying that this is just they're getting this in place before City get their punishment, so that they won't get the points deduction. That they'll just get a massive fine. But only time will tell.
Right, so predictions in the Bayern Munich game. Kobe, I'll start with you.
I'll go solid 2-0. Oh no, because I'm thinking Kane will get his fucking customary penalty.
He'll himself on the floor. He'll try his best.
Yeah, but no, I'll go 2-0. I don't think they're good enough. I think we're much better than them. It's just whether we step up to the occasion. But I'll go 2-0.
2-0.
I'm going to go, because they do have that little bit of threat going forward. I'm going to go 3-1. When we do concede, it tends to be at the Emirates. So I'm going to go 3-1.
I'm going to go 5-1. Payback. Why not? Go on and go home. Why not? We own one. In the form we're in, why not? You never know, mate. Yeah, you got to think. It's like we get an early goal, the place is going to be absolutely bouncing anyway. And it could get out of hand. It's nice to 60,000 people shouting Harry Kane, you're a wanker. It's going to be good.
Yeah, and it'd be nice. It'd be a very apt scoreline, that 5-1. I think I've said this on the show before that the last Champions League game I was at was Bayern Munich when they beat us 5-1 at the Emirates, and myself and my cousin found out about an hour. So we played them away first, and we found out that we got the tickets to the home game about an hour before the first leg. So we were just texting each other saying, I really hope we're still in the tie by the time we go over there. And then 2 hours later, we got beaten 5-1 over there. It was over. We went to the match anyway and got beaten 5-1 again. So I really hope your prediction comes true, Brooksy.
So
we did go to him.
So, yeah. You've got to think the form we're in. We're in probably the top 5 teams in Europe at the moment, if not the top 3. So we're playing as well as we've ever played. We shouldn't fear anybody.
No.
We just got to take it and go, grasp these opportunities, and just keep winning.
And I know we've spoken about this before, but who would you prefer if and it's a big if we get through against Bayern? Who do you hope for? City or Madrid?
I don't know.
I don't know if I can handle 2 legs against City.
No, I don't know if I can. No, I think
Like you said, I think we got their. I don't know if we got their number, but I just think they're so taxing those games that it's just, do we need that in a title run? Obviously, Real Madrid's not fucking easy.
No.
Excuse my French, but I just think
you let it all out, son.
Yeah, you can kind of play the game against City. Do you know what I mean? Not against Real, but if you play City, it's different. It's a different ball game.
It's just so tense.
It's tactical.
Arteta against Pep.
If you make a mistake, you got the game where against Real Madrid, you can kind of think that it's going to be a bit to and fro-in, where City's just going to be, it's just going to be 0-0 both legs.
Say again,
Any preference, Ian? Any preference?
Only preference. I was just checking the United score there. I
think Chelsea got a penalty apparently.
And Chelsea. I'm not as fearful. And I'm going to regret saying this, I know, but I'm not as fearful as most for Man City, and because how we've played against them, and we know them a bit better, and you know what? Everybody's saying we don't fancy getting Man City, but I can promise you, Man City won't fancy getting us. They will not want us. And City fans will be very worried about that tie. And I know it'll be different. It'll be different atmosphere from the Premier League games to the Champions League games. They'll play out a little bit differently. But I would probably still prefer. I haven't said all that. Probably still prefer to get Madrid. But I'm not as fearful as most of Man City. Famous last words.
Chelsea gone 2-0 up, I think.
Yeah, Palmer scored it.
Go on, Man United, get into the phone.
Got no icons on there.
It's Liverpool only 1-0 half time.
I don't know, I was back on the Man United game. I think it is.
It's still half time 1-0.
Okay. Well, you never know. Stranger things have happened.
It'll finish 5-0, but we'll have a bit of confidence.
5-1 at Sheffield United. They turned to Brazil in the second half.
You're pushing it now, Brooksy.
No, mate. If they come back and win, mate, I'll buy a Sheffield United shirt and wear it on the show.
Yeah.
But on that happy note, right, let's call it a night. We'll go and have sweet dreams of Mikel Arteta and Martin note the guy's blue eyes. And Liam Cope, his fat cap.
I should have worn it now, shouldn't I?
You should have done. You wear it next time. Got people intrigued. Thank you very much, Ian and Kobe, for your fine company as always.
Pleasure.
No problem at all, my good man. And again, congratulations on your first show. That's one in the can. Well done.
That's it, yeah. Actually, I don't know what we're going to do next week because I'm away next week. We're going to Peach District for a week. So you might have to do it.
And next Thursday I'm in Spain. I'm not around either. So
man, you are. You could do it at sombrero.
Cancel it, I reckon.
Yeah, who needs a flat hat?
Yeah. Depends how we get on the next 2 games.
Yeah.
Is that a holiday or what?
No, I'm going over to play some golf with 2 friends over in Malaga. So can't wait. My first time ever playing golf outside of Ireland. So we've been doing a bit of saving. Yeah, I'm still going to be terrible. Like, it's not going to make me any better being in the sun. But yeah, I can't wait for it.
Fairways will be easy, you know.
Watch the Masters out of it all.
Yeah, that's the reason why we picked that weekend. The Masters is on, so we'll play during the day and then go and watch the Masters in a bar somewhere, sipping beers.
Watch Rory blow it again.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That'd be good. Yeah, quality. Well, have a wonderful time.
Thank you.
Might just be Liam Copley's flat cap doing the show next week. Cheers, Liam.
I'm ill, I think.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for your comments, for everybody for watching. Here's to 3 more points for Arsenal at the weekend and a lovely thrashing of Harry Kane on Tuesday night. Thank you very much and good night.